Well, all right, here we go. Eye of the Storm, a place where there really are no hurricanes, so I don't necessarily, and it never rains. This is one of the BGs where it never rains, so I'm not exactly sure why it's called Eye of the Storm, but I'm sure that there's a lore geek out there who can inform me. So if you could explain to me why this is actually called Eye of the Storm. And I know it's purple simply because it's supposed to be Netherstorm, and maybe it's Eye of the Storm because it's the Eye of Netherstorm, which is kind of a purple electric storm, but maybe that's it. Maybe it's just that simple, people flying off. Now, here's the deal. As an MM hunter, I am going to be focused on mid because I have pretty strong AoE, and of course I have the explosive trap, which is a knockback trap, and this is where you want to be. You want to be knocking people off. As long as you have 2 bases and they have 2 bases, this is the place to be if you have strong ranged AoE. If not, then maybe you want to be somewhere else, because this definitely favors ranged. These BGs, now I got charged and knocked back, but not completely knocked out or back in the fight. So now we're going to get some payback on the druid who's running away. Now I want to get rid of this hunter because I'm sure he has his knockback. He does the guacamole ball and backs off, and the druid's taking a ton of damage. And like a champ, must be guardian. Well, that's one way. See, that's the way you get rid of him. Why just sit there and kill him when you can just knock him back? But anyway, he managed to survive, and he's coming back for more. He didn't learn from the first time. Oh, there's Hunter, and he disengages back. Gotta love it. That's pretty good gameplay when you get knocked back like that and you can disengage back up. You see demon hunters do that sometimes too, where they get knocked over. I've seen warriors get knocked back and then charge forward. Pretty good gameplay if you could manage to get that, to pull off that move. Not always, but sometimes you can. And you look good when you can. And you make it look like I always do that. That wasn't an accident. As you can see, I think that was either a demon hunter or warrior in the background on the alliance side who got knocked back and came back on. So right now we have 2 bases. They have 2 bases as a couple of players just flew by. That was a short flight. I don't think they showed a movie on that flight. And he's got to be a guardian druid. I can't really see his health. It's a little, yeah, I believe he's guardian. He's running away. Now I'm stunned for like 12 minutes. Thank you, Mr. Rogue. Now we're going to pop our freezing trap. He's stuck in the chains of ice, so he's not going anywhere. If he was assassination or if he was sub, he might have been able to shadow step out of that, but he couldn't because he's not. He's outlaw. And outlaw is one of the stronger rogues out there, I think, right now. A lot of fun, too. A lot of fun to play outlaw, I have to say. As far as hunters go, MM is big damage. Big damage if nobody bothers you. But if people start to bother you, like they most definitely will in Arena, 24/7, they'll bother you. Or if you're in a battleground that's not clustered, this particular battleground is clustered because you're fighting for the flag. Also, Deep Wind Gorge, any kind of capture the node type of PvP where players are clustered, that would be Arathi Basin, that would also be Gilneas. Even Temple of Katmogu, MM should do pretty well, especially considering you have pretty strong AoE. You got your explosive trap, especially here, great place. But the problem is you don't have a lot of damage if you're not popping aim shot. Yes, your rapid fire does tremendous damage, but the fact is, aim shot is where your bread and butter is, where the meat is, where the beef is. Where's the beef? It's aim shot. And the problem is that Locked and Loaded is a terrible talent. It does not proc as much as it should. It procs randomly off of, I'm not sure if it's random or it's crit based off of auto attacks, and it kind of sucks. It really does. You're not getting enough procs on Locked and Loaded. And the overall problem here with MM is you're limited as far as your burst windows here with aim shot because you have about a 10 or 11 second cooldown on it, and you don't have 120 focus like you used to have. Now you're stuck at 100. That makes a big difference. And also True Shot is really garbage. It's just not worth it. Not one of my favorite short-term buffs. So survival, BM in much better places, but I have to say MM is still fun. I love that bowman RP value. Just crank back the bow. It's like, and then fire. Also, I'd like to see have a little bit more magic damage, less physical damage. That's the problem with aim shot. You're doing physical damage, so if you're popping it on plate, it's not doing quite as much damage. If you're popping it on a healer and that's your focus, yeah, guess what? You're going to be doing some damage. So, but I still find it a hell of a lot of fun. Absolutely a hell of a lot of fun. But like I said, I cannot beat a Demon Hunter. I can't even beat a bad Demon Hunter, because the bottom line is you either need to have more mobility when you're doing your big damage, or you need to be able to have some kind of a root. You really do. And yes, I know people are saying, well, you have a root, you could take it, sort of. Well, it's not that great. It's not that reliable, and it's on a long cooldown. I wish we had those nets that we used to be able to proc out in melee range when we disengage. That would be absolutely great. And then the fact that you can't really burst that hard with aim shot. Now, sure, you could use double tap, but that's on a 1 minute cooldown. And against plate, once again, it's physical damage. It's not really pumping that much action. Everybody else, yes. Plate, no. So we're going to get the flag here. We only have one base. They have two, but we're in this. We're looking pretty good. And it looks like this mage is going to try to go after the flag carrier. He gets horrified. He does the blink, but he's got big problems. He's blinked. He's slowed. He's got a murder of crows on him, and he's got maledict on him, and he's not going to make it. You're not going to make it. I hate to break it to you, as he jumps to his death, because he doesn't want to give up to Killing Blow. That's it. Got to jump to your death. Can't give the Alliance to Killing Blow. But I'd really like to see those changes for Hunters. Like I said, add in the 120 focus. Either give us that disengaged net for melee range, or change aim shot that you could shoot it on the run. And the cooldown on it, just ridiculous. I understand why it's there, but you already have a 1 minute cooldown on double tap, so you really can't exploit that. And sometimes players will get out of range, and considering when you have double tap up, the bottom line is aim shot takes a bit to cast, so you got a little bit of a problem there. They can easily outrange you, so I don't understand why Blizzard is limiting it with that cooldown of about 10 or 11 seconds. Actually, it's 11 for me, depending on your haste. I think it might lower a little bit, but yeah. Survival, BM, not as fun. BM, I think, is very boring right here and now. It's tremendous survivability, especially in Arena, but I find it a bit boring. And survival, better than it was in Legion, but because you have a stun, and every time you used to face plate, they would have a stun. You wouldn't. They would have better armor, and blow for blow, their plate is doing about 10% more damage, and then there's going to be that window where they stun you, and you're not doing anything but taking crits like a champ. It's still kind of the case. I mean, if you're going to play melee, why play survival? Why not play a demon hunter? Why not play a warrior? Why not play a paladin, even though they're the wheelchair spec? Bottom line is, that's how I feel about it. You guys might feel different. Let me know in the comments what you think is your favorite spec as a hunter, whether for pretty much for RP value, just pure fun factor. Of course, being face roll and just absolutely destroying everybody is fun, but I'm saying fun as far as the mechanics, fun as far as the rotation, fun as part of the RP value of the spec, but also what you think is the strongest spec. I know survival was very, very strong in the beginning of the X pack, and now it's kind of come closer to the pack. And I would say that MM is probably third in damage, but the thing is, there's kind of an asterisk there, because MM does need more magic damage, less physical damage, more magic damage. But I mean, that's not a must. That's just kind of like on my Christmas list of things that I kind of want in the stocking. Not under the tree, but the stocking, the smaller gifts. Like if I don't get it, I won't be upset. But yeah, something's got to be done about the cooldown or the mobility of this spec, especially with the fast-paced PvP, especially going up against Plate or Demon Hunter, which will constantly have huge uptime on you. Very, very difficult. But yeah, still, you have Barrage, which is a lot of fun. You have the Guacamole Bowl, which everybody gets their chips ready, and they're just waiting for the bowl to go away so they could dip into you and take you out. But I still find it fun. I do find MM a lot of fun. We all know that Blizzard's going to be in a position where they're going to redefine the classes, and hopefully they'll pay a lot of attention to your typical MM Hunter. This is Luxley. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and whatever it is by you, whether it's morning, afternoon, or night, make it epic.